Bom dia, good day in my native tongue, Portuguese. I want to explore with you the value in the opening of the front thighs. You see me here sitting in this pose, which may or may not be accessible to you depending on the knees and the ankles. And of course, you always want to honor the joints before all else. But we're going to experiment with a couple different ways to open the fronts of your thighs, which is really essential in a culture where we spend so much time sitting. Or maybe you have sports that involve running, things that tighten up even more the area of the psoas and the quadriceps, these four muscles in front of your thighs. So if you happen to have a foam roller, I am going to encourage you to grab that, and if not, I'm going to encourage you to come along with this video. I'll show you an alternative without the foam roller. That way also you have a chance to see how the foam roller is used, so that way you know how to benefit from this little tool, a very user-friendly little tool that can take us very far in a very brief period of time, so it's quite efficient, and for the purposes of this practice today, to open the hamstrings. So if you have a wall or a stool, something of this nature, it will be helpful, and I'll show you the shape that we're going to go in, so that in case you have to kind of move around your space a little bit in order to do that, then that will be great. So I have two blankets here to cushion my knees. Perhaps you need one or none. It's up to you. But we're going to come into this kneeling position to start with that wall behind us, or something like it. And then from this kneeling position, let's go ahead and take the left leg up like so. And let's scoot the right knee back so that it's close enough to the wall that you can have your foot up with the heel just outside of your hip, and the knee as much dropping from the hip as you possibly can. Of course, maybe the psoas is a little bit too tight for this, so you may have to be more in this shape. You may have to move the knee further forward, but ideally you have this line that is just dropping from the pelvis down the knee. And so here, what I'm going to invite you to do is reach the arms up, but as you reach the arms up, really allow the arms to serve as they are really an extension of the spine. So lifting the entire torso as you move down from the base, from the waistline into the ground. So you're breathing here, freedom in the neck, tremendous sensation on the front thigh, absolutely. But with each breath, you notice that you can release a little bit more of that tightness in that area. Those of you who do not have the foam roller will hang here for a while. You may find that with time you can go even closer to the wall, or you may find that with time you have to go a little further away. Whatever it is, just stay with your breath, stay with that movement. And then those of us who have access to a foam roller now, we'll go ahead and bring it out to the side like so. Come back to that kneeling position, come back to that left foot forward, and then bring the foam roller just underneath, just above the knee. And then let's straighten out that right leg. Come onto your forearms. Maybe here you bend that back leg, especially if you don't have the room, or you keep it straight, it's up to you. And you are rolling the thigh over the roller. That's it. You can turn out a little bit. So you're looking to catch the attachments of the muscles. Some areas a little bit more tense than others. Whew, this for me is pretty significant. And keep breathing. Keep breathing. And if you're still in that same first shape, feel free to take a moment of a break and then come back for more. And here, similarly, right? You just take the break that you need, and now you're going to turn out a little bit more if it's there for you. So looking for the areas where there is a little bit more sensation, a little greater need to bring your beautiful breath into that area of tightness, so that those tight muscles can go from this place of robbing space from you into releasing and opening space. I'm going down on my forearms. You may not be able to see it. And just rolling all the way down to that right knee, all the way up to the hip socket. Couple minutes to start is more than plenty to experience the benefits. With time, you may be able to stay even longer. And then wherever you are right now, go ahead and come out. And let's just together see the benefits of that little bit of work by lying down on the ground, and then observing the contact of the earth and the fronts of your thighs, and perhaps noticing if there's a difference between that right thigh that you just worked on and the left. Just observe, no judgment. For me, I noticed that my right side is a lot closer to the ground. And as a result, my lumbar on the right side is also more supple, freer, more connected to the earth. So now, let's do the second side. So we start together in that first position. Some of us will stay there the whole time. It's a good position to go into. Kneeling. Left foot comes up. Bring that knee as close to the wall as it's possible for you. But again, remembering that we want to have the pelvic floor and the knee on the same lane, if at all possible. So moving in that direction. So the hips are aligned. Press down. So if your right full foot is on the ground, press down on it. Just as you're pressing the ball of your left foot onto the wall. And the left knee is just out to the side. Breathe. So this is a wonderful way to prepare to go into Virasana, that pose that I was sitting on at first. Again, from the side body, you're going to lift up the torso as you reach the arms up. The neck remains long, the back of the head nice and full. Shoulders aligned, hips aligned. Create that alignment by nudging the body around from inside if possible. And some of you stay with this. Keep breathing gently, lovingly. And some of us, let's go ahead and play with the foam roller. So like before, you're kneeling. We're going to bring the right leg forward this time. And then the left, just above the left knee, you can start there with the roller. Back and forth. Come down on your forearms, if it's there for you. And then tilt in a little bit so that you get a more of the psoas, the outer edges of those big muscles that are your thigh muscles, the biggest muscles in your body. And then those areas where it just really is quite more intense, you just keep breathing. Soothing out the discomfort with your breath, with your loving breath. And then you can turn the other way. So closer to the inner groin now. And then back to center with the forearms on the ground. And traveling just above the knee and all the way up to the top of the thigh, where the femur bone meets the pelvic floor. And then traveling back up, I'm just walking on my forearms and back. High up, right on that attachment, the femur bone and the thigh, just swinging around a little bit perhaps. See how that feels. Maybe bending that leg if you did it on the other side. Make sure you're not tensing up to the shoulders or neck. Keep that area free as well. And of course, staying longer next time around, perhaps. This time, this just may be enough, all that you need to experience the results. So as you go ahead and come on down to the floor, lying on your belly, you can bring your hands to your forehead, or rest your forehead on your hands, I should say. And then here, just notice if the left side and the right side feel more even to one another now. Similarly with the lumbar, the low back. And even more interesting, notice the effect in your state of mind of just this little bit of attention on the fronts of your thighs. Observe curiously and in kindness. From my heart to yours, namaste. Have a great day.